Some crazy nonsense. Where's my microphone? Smoke. Am I on? Yeah, I'm on. Sweet. Y'all been hearing me talk to myself? Have I been talking to myself? I don't know. Dang it, my fire just went out again. That's some nonsense. Check one. There we go. Stupid. Smoked up my house. Dad failed. Turn that camping fire back up, I guess. Maybe not. What is going on, Miss Grandma? Miss Grandma's in the house. We got us a new grandma in the house. Watch out, my fire. Hey, Miss J is for Justice. I'm trying to start a fire, but look what I got in the mail today. Some official Fireside Chat. I don't want to dump it. Official Fireside Chat. What? Candles from Mrs. J is for Justice. Woo, woo, woo. It would be this way. So we're breaking in these. They smell freaking amazing, by the way. Breaking in some Fireside Chat candles. There we go. Now she's working. Maybe the fire's going. That little baby is adorable. That ain't no joke. Straight up. There we go, kids. That looks like a fire that'll stay going now. I don't know why my vents aren't working right. What the crap? Just needs a little more oxygen up in that joint. What's up? Flew up top got jacked. No, it's flowing up. Oh, my wood's just wet. Go to bed, Pep Michaels. I ain't even trying to get started yet. It's only 9 o'clock here. I barely even got my fire started. I ain't even through my first glass. What you talking about? It's been a minute since I had a fireside chat. Take care of Papa Underground. Uh-oh, you better give us some stats, Jay. Not everybody's got access to your stats. Better give us some stats. £7, 2 ounces. Got 20 inches. Got 10 fingers, 10 toes. I already asked. Dark curly hair. Nice. Little beauty. Well, shoot. I guess since all y'all gonna do is talk about the baby, might as well go get a picture of the baby. All y'all gonna do is talk about the baby. I'm trying. Let's see where this baby be at. I know where the baby... What are we doing? I want a browser update right now. Come on. Facebook. I think I got a couple pictures. I might have a couple pictures. Uncle Michael got a couple pictures quick like. I ain't even Grandpa Underground. I'm just Uncle Michael. Oh, look at that picture. Look at that picture. Perfect little baby. Oh my goodness. Y'all just wait. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, what happened? Why can't I get on there? Let's go plus image. Cause you're gonna be that way to me. Browse. Jeez. Cancel. Look at that little cutie. Man. Jay ain't gonna be worth nothing. I know, just wait your britches. Baby's coming. The lag is happening. Oh, there the baby be. Alright, that's what we're gonna do. We're about to talk about some kids. Little fireside chat with Dad. So tomorrow is my anniversary. So I figured I would tell y'all how I met Miss Underground, if you haven't heard that story. And then I would tell, if we're still around and we got some folks, and I just dropped my camera, y'all probably be looking at the ground for a second. Don't look too hard. Just dropped the camera. Pick up the microphone. Maybe I fixed it. Maybe I didn't. Let's fix that fireside chat. Oh, I sent you a new picture. I didn't want a new picture. I want the baby picture right after baby came out. That's the best picture. That's when they're the closest to the other side. Don't you know that about babies? Y'all jerk that baby from the other side of somewhere. Wherever that baby came from. You see that baby right there that we're looking at? This is what's crazy about that baby. That baby is just minutes old. Literally just minutes old. Yet that baby's made up of atoms that are over 1 billion years old. That's pretty crazy. The atoms that make up that little baby, if they tested them, if they looked at them down at the molecular level, are 1 billion years old. But that baby's only a minute old, a couple minutes old. That's some pretty crazy stuff right there. Life's a crazy miracle. The second that baby came into this earth, sucked its first breath, got that first breath, it came from the other side. Wherever it was, wherever life is before it comes here, whew, that baby's as close to the other side. If that baby could tell us what was happening just seconds before, it'd be fun to know. It'd be fun to know. That baby came from the other side of the dimension. Like the life in it. That the physical atoms and stuff, that's all DNA straight from the mother, father. But those atoms are 1 billion years old. That soul, wherever that soul was, just minutes before. That's what I like to think about. If that baby could talk. Sucked into this life. I love it. Look at that cute little baby. Ooh-wee. Something new. Gosh, I got a big old smile on my face. Y'all can see my face right now? I got a big old grin from ear to ear. That's some fun stuff right there. Life. Got so much death in our talk, kiddos. We need some life talk. So much death in our life. This talk, we talk all this murder Nikes. Look at that life. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Somewhere that baby was on the other side. Now that baby's here. Man, we got to do something with this world. We got babies like that coming into this world. We got to keep this place around. Got to bring some sanity to the world or something. Got little babies like that in the world. Man. Just minutes old. That's the best picture. That's the youngest that baby will ever be. Life is so fragile at the beginning. It's fragile at the end. It's fragile all the way in between. Like a new soul, like something new, a new personality, a new something. Right there in front of us. Congratulations, Jay. Congratulations. Give that baby a little sweet hug for Uncle Michael. I'm burning a Fireside Chat candle right now. Ooh, candle's hot. I got me a Fireside Chat candle. Made by your grandma. That's made by your grandma. You know that? You can't hear me, but you might be able to hear me. Jay might have me playing right next to you. I might tell you a little bedtime story with a little Fireside Chat candle. Straight from grandma. I'm burning Fireside Chat candle. I should be doing this on Jay's channel right now, actually. I should probably just switch over live stream right now. Just take over Jay's channel. Fireside Chat candles. Listen, I'm going to tell a story about my babies here in a second. But right now, I'm just looking at this baby. I need to look at the new picture. Where's the new... Did you text me that picture? Shit, my phone's in the other room. She probably texted it to me. I seen those ones on your page, though. I probably should just go take some. Let me go look at them. Let me see what those look like. Maybe y'all get another picture. Maybe Dad will let y'all see something else. Let's go to Jay's for Justice. Y'all want to see a real fresh baby? Oh, we got to show them the real fresh one though. Shoot. We got to show them the real fresh one. Look at this little thing. Look at this little thing. Oh, you kiddos. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. Look at this little thing. Let me see what we can do. Oh, look at that. Look at that little thing. Oh, that's such a funny little picture. That baby still got the other side on it. Look at it. They ain't even wiped the face yet. Man, that baby still got the other side. If I could have a little bit of that juice, there's probably some magic in that juice right there. Take me some of them little magic off that forehead right there. That's the baby. That stuff came from the other. That baby just came from the other side. Right down. Brought into the physical world. It's crazy. I love that. Look at that little baby. Oh, kids. Jay got an extra. Uh-oh, did I mute myself? Jay got an extra dose of love tonight. She found an extra chamber in her heart. That's what happens when a baby. Oh, you just took some. I know, you're probably sending me fresh. Okay, we'll get there. Let me go get my phone. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go get my phone so y'all can see the new ones. Jay's like, oh my God, that thing still has afterbirth. Shoot, you texted them to me, but my phone's dead in the damn door now. Let me see if I got a charger here. I might have a charger. I think I do. It'll be a second. Right now, y'all be look at the new baby. Don't be looking for the next damn picture. Y'all take a picture with y'all's mind. That baby just came from the other side. I'm serious. That's craziness right there. That's as close as you'll get, right? That baby came right out into this world, something new. I love it, man. I love me some babies. Look what Jay say. I'm what? High as a kite? High on life. Jay said, I'm high on life. I tell you what, you needed it. We all needed it, actually. This baby probably like a little saving joy for me. We all need a little something extra today. Shoot. We're going to look in. I think I'm going to start like a real baby channel. We just need to do baby channel. We don't need to be doing no death channel no more. I know. Jane will sleep. Look, she'll be all woke up. I know. We need to see that baby on a live video. Let me see what I got with pictures here. I got pictures coming. I was going to tell stories. Now all I'm going to do is talk about this baby if I leave this baby up here. Let me see here. Oh, I'll leave that one up there because that's a new one. Well, I could leave them both up there. But I want to show y'all Fireside Candle Chat. Y'all see this though? Y'all ain't got none of that. Y'all know where that came from? Oh, that came from Grandma. That came from Grandma Justice. Grandma Justice makes candles. Y'all didn't know that? This is an official Fireside Chat candle. Let me tell you what it smells like. Oh man, it smells good. I don't know what. Oh, I just knocked it out. I just blew it out. Is that like a cinnamon stick in there? A little cinnamon sticker? I don't know what Jay made in this thing, but it's good. Well, I better start this dang Fireside Chat. All we're going to do is talk about babies. So, if you don't want to talk about babies, you can leave now, because pretty much I'm going to talk about babies being born. I'm going to talk about my 3 babies being born. I've been saying I was going to tell this story. I had all the little visuals and everything I was going to show y'all, but forget all that nonsense. We're just going to go straight Fireside. I'm going to sit back and tell y'all the story of the babies. Maybe I'll go get a picture of each baby, though. I guess I should do that before I start so y'all know who we're talking about. I'm going to tell y'all how it all went down. How it all went down to where Dad with a phone just became a dad. Let me go see what we got. I guess I got to go find a picture. Go get a picture. I had all little screen. I was going to do a bunch of little whatevers. Oh, wait. Let me see. Yeah. That way we can know who we're talking about. So, me and Nikki been married 15 years tomorrow. I met Nikki shooting video. I was actually shooting video for a guy that Nikki was traveling with. Some of y'all have heard this story, so I ain't going to tell it too in detail. But basically, hired to do a video for a guy. He was a keynote speaker that spoke to high schools and colleges. Nikki was traveling with him. Nikki actually did a little speaking herself. And at one point, I had videoed her. And I tried to get a little, a little flirty with her or whatever. And next thing you know, exchanging emails, boom, bada bang, long distance relationship. We eloped to Vegas, got married in Vegas. And the rest is pretty much where we're at. But all of a sudden we had these we were in Florida, and I had just accepted a position in Colorado. This is a true ass story. We've been married a couple of years, and we've been married a couple of years, and I had accepted this position in there comes all them baby pictures in Florida, or from Florida to here. And so we were on our way. We were coming to Colorado. This is where we were moving. I finally got her to move with me out of Florida, and we were on our way here, moving here. No kids, didn't have no kids or nothing. And my wife said, Nikki said, I forgot to get my birth control filled. And I said, well, I guess we're just going to go have kids in Colorado. And so we were in Colorado for 6 months. And we're probably here 6-8 months. And my oldest, on the right, I guess if you're looking at your computer screen, on the left, he was she got pregnant with Zane. That's my boy, actually, even though he's got longer hair than everybody. Everybody thinks I got 3 girls because y'all can't pay no attention to life. I can always tell a newcomer when they're like, oh, your 3 girls look so good. But I don't want to show that picture of Zane yet. That's the family pic. But my wife got pregnant with my boy. That's our first baby. So we selected a doctor. We got this really awesome doctor. His name was Dr. Ward. And Dr. Ward would become very much a part of my family over the next few years, actually. Dr. Ward was a great doctor. He had delivered probably 3,000 babies. Almost 3,000 babies he had delivered when we met him. And he was a family doctor, but he was real close to our house in northern Colorado. And he was a good doctor. We liked how he believed. We liked his philosophies. And that's an important thing when you're about to have your first baby, is to have a doctor that you trust. Because if you can't trust no doctor, I'm telling you, you're right on the verge of the other side. Like, you're so close in pregnancy and in childbirth. You're so freaking close to the other side. Just like I was talking about earlier, you want to be in that fight with someone you trust. So if you can get a doctor that can be there all the way through your pregnancy and then into your and do the delivery, that's the golden opportunity right there. So this doctor, he's a kick butt doctor. And listen, I didn't read no instructions, by the way. So I didn't go to Lamaze class. I was like, I don't need no lessons. I don't need nothing. I really didn't. I didn't go to any of those classes that you're supposed to go to with your wife. I was a terrible first baby dad, but I redeemed myself, and this is how I redeemed myself. I told you guys that I delivered my first 2 babies, and I almost missed the birth of my 3rd baby. Well, Nikki had a real good pregnancy all the way up till the last few weeks, really. She started having different things happen, whatever. She was high preeclampsia. She had all the, high blood pressure, whatever. She had all kinds. She was supposed to be on bed rest, all these things. Well, it got bad enough that the doctor said, well, listen, you're so far along, we're going to induce you. And I think Jay's daughter-in-law got induced with this last one. So we were new, like we didn't know what was going on. We don't know what the heck's. I didn't know what induce meant, actually, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe if you were to sit down and ask me, I could be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what it meant. But at the time, this was freaking 11 years ago, 12 years ago. I didn't know what all that meant. So we go, the doctor said, well, we're going to induce you and you're going to go to the hospital. It was like a scheduled thing. Like we basically scheduled to have Zane. We're going to have Zane, but we scheduled it. It was like, whatever, you know. It was just a scheduled doctor's appointment. We're going to go have a baby today. Oh boy, was I in for a surprise. So I'm actually trying to find a baby picture of Zane, but I'm just looking through Facebook, and it's the farthest way back down the road. But so we're all giddy. My parents are up there. They're all gonna come chill out with us or whatever, take care of the baby. So they're all up there, but we're going to the hospital. I remembered it was snowing. It was he was born April, so it was April. It was probably April 13th when we went to the hospital, because we were there a long ass time. Let me just put it that way. And so we get to the hospital and we're all freaking like we're like thinking this. We think because we're gonna have this induction, we're gonna be inducted into this parenting thing, right? I mean, it's gonna happen. Like they're gonna make this baby come, and well, so they start the whatever medication. I believe it's called Pitocin. They start the Pitocin drip or whatever. They put your wife on Pitocin. And and I don't know if they still use Pitocin. I could totally be saying this wrong too, so some nurse is going to jump up and be like, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And so they start this induction thing, put her on the Pitocin, and all of a sudden, shoot, like that, contractions start happening. Well, shoot, this baby gonna be here in just no time, you know. Contractions happen, and that's like we're there in the morning, like it's morning time, and you know, it starts getting late afternoon, you know, and we're like, well, this baby ain't even like, these contractions are not comfortable at all, but this ain't really like, where's the baby at? Isn't the baby supposed to be here? Didn't y'all induce this baby? Well, so, you know, they come do all the craziness that they do. They do all the measuring and make you be all uncomfortable and stuff. And at this time, Nikki didn't have epidural, but she goes through the whole night with Pitocin all the way into the early morning. And then all of a sudden, oh, now that medicine kicked in. Now these contractions are actually happening. And she is in crazy pain. She's in crazy back labor. She's in it's not it had been at least 24 hours. And then, no, it had been 24 hours because it had been, you know, from the morning to the next morning. And then she was like, well, what's that thing they call an epidural? You know, what's that thing they call epidural? Bring that witch doctor in here that does the epidural thing. Well, they get the epidural in, and my wife becomes a new woman. She's like, oh yeah, you want to go to the house and take a shower? You can go down to the house and you can go back to the house. She's telling me I can leave. I'm like, baby, you've been in labor for 24 hours and now you're telling me to leave. What? I'm gonna miss something. I think I ended up running out and getting something to eat and coming back. I didn't even go to the house. Well, then we start getting into, you know, afternoon. So now we've been in there 24 hours. We're getting into the afternoon. It's a Sunday. And I remember this specifically because I actually worked for a church at the time. And, no, it's a Saturday. So we went in on a Friday the 13th. That's the thing. We went in on Friday the 13th. Don't have a baby on Friday the 13th. I forgot about that. We went in on Friday the 13th. Saturday service at the church I worked at started at 6 o'clock. And so now we get into the point where, like, it's a Saturday. It's about mid-afternoon, about 4 o'clock. And the nurses in the hospital, they try to change the plan. Because we've been in labor so long, or my wife had been in labor. Trust me, I was kind of in labor, but not really in labor. I was dealing with the labor wife when she should have had a village there. Let me tell you something. I'll get to that. Never mind. We'll get there. But about 4 o'clock, the nurses try to come change the plan. And this is funny because they tell this story about Patrick being all pissy about the nurses, and they call Child Protective Services. Well, let me tell you something. The nurses came in and tried to tell me and my wife, well, we're going to have to go prep the C-section room because she's been in labor so long. It's been so long since her water broke. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. We got to get the doctor in here because we've been talking to the doctor about the C-section stuff. And when we would do that, and the nurses were like, well, no, it don't matter what right now, we're going to go prep the surgery room. Well, I had the doctor on speed dial, so I called the doctor up. He's at a soccer game, by the way, and I knew he was at the soccer game. I was glad he was at the soccer game. He was having a good old time. So then I called the doc. I say, man, these nurses be trying to tell us we might have to go do a C-section. What the hell? Doc, my wife is okay, but they're just saying the baby's heartbeat's good, everything's fine. They're just saying that we've been in labor too long and the water broke and they're going to have to do the C-section. And my doc was like, don't be listening to them nurses. Now, I don't know if he said it just like that, but he did say something like that. He was like, don't worry, Michael, I'll talk to him, I'll call him. So he calls, talks to the nurses down. So my doc shows up. He does the final check, and he's like, oh, about time to get busy. I'm going to go get scrubbed up. So he goes and gets scrubbed up, and he comes back in, and my wife is now in, like, full labor. He was right. It's about time. She's ready to go. Everything's ready. Everything's right there. The baby's ready to come. Guess what Dad didn't do? Dad didn't go to them damn classes. I didn't go to them classes about that breathing stuff. And I get so far up in Nikki's face, I'm like, breathe, baby, breathe. Breathe, baby, breathe. Breathe, baby, breathe. And I'm all like shoving in her face. Literally, I'm like probably 4 inches from her face. Let me tell you, that's not a good place to be. You should probably go to those training classes where they teach you how to do this stuff, because when the moment comes, Dad is not supposed to be there. But my doc, I'm going to tell you how good my doc was. My doc could see that this was not going good. And he said, Michael, come on down here. Why don't you catch this baby? And I was like, what? Heck yeah, I can do that? So as Nikki delivered Zane, my hands were the very first hands to grab onto the head of Zane as he came out, and I pulled him out of my wife, and I held him for about 3 seconds before anybody else touched him. And then the docs and the nurses, and they went off into them things. And that's the short story on how I delivered my first boy. My only boy right now, but my first kid. And I'm sure Nikki would tell a different story, but I tried to be honest. I'm telling you right now, it was only because I didn't know how to do those breathing exercises that I got to deliver my boy. Because had I been doing good with those breathing exercises, the doc may have never asked me to come down there and help. And by God, I would have never been able to deliver Zane. But there's some other little stuff I think I left out, but that you got the gist of it. So that's how I delivered Zane. Isley. Now this is an interesting story because the doctor who delivered Zane had kind of since he delivered Zane, and then Nikki got pregnant with Isley. Well, they're only 15 months apart. So, like, she was pregnant, whatever, 9 months. Like, she was pregnant super quick after Zane was, just over whatever. Well, not even a year yet, I guess. 12, yeah, whatever. Because they're only 15 months apart. So, whatever, however that works. Zane's born 15 months later. Basically, the same thing has happened. We are now in the hospital. Same doctor. We've been to the same doctor the whole time. But this time, Dad was prepared. This time, Dad told the doc, hey, I'm catching a baby. From the get-go. That was from the get-go. I'm catching a baby. I'm catching this baby. I'm delivering this baby. I delivered the first one. I got to be delivering my second one. So this time, the doc, now he showed me something I didn't even know existed. So we're saying the labor happened the same pretty much. Actually, it even is funnier because, yeah, it's kind of irrelevant, but it's relevant to understand that this was another scheduled induction. So we scheduled this baby. I'm not going to lie. And we scheduled it for one reason. I'm going to be very honest with you. Because my doctor was moving. My doctor was literally moving out of the state. And he was finishing. He wasn't going to deliver any more babies. He was done. He was moving back to take care of his father. He was going to run a small little practice, but he wasn't going to do OBG or whatever. He wasn't going to do family deliveries. He wasn't going to do, this was, Isley is the very last baby our doctor ever delivered, actually. My daughter, Isley, he delivered 3,000 plus babies. Isley was the very last baby he delivered. We get to the hospital, do the same thing, induction, the epidural lady, not so hot this time. Didn't do such a good job. Messed up the epidural a couple of times. Actually messed it up putting it in. Wasn't a good time. None of that was good. Bad back labor. But it came time to have the baby. We're finally to the point. I think Isley was more like 18 hours. Zane was 36 hours of when they started the Pitocin. They broke the water. It was 36 hours. Isley, not. I think she was 18 hours or something, maybe. Came time to do the whole have the baby thing, and the doc this time said, well, come on back with me and get scrubbed up. So this time I got to go back into the doc's little lounge. I didn't know the docs had a little lounge. They got a little whiskey bar, got a little recliner. No, I don't know if they have a whiskey bar. They probably got some whiskey in there. Look, they had a little nice recliners and couches, TVs. The docs got a little nice lounge at the hospital in northern Colorado. Didn't know nothing about the doc's lounge. Now I was official. I got to do all the scrubbing up, put on all the scrubs, hat, look just like I was wearing the same outfit my doctor was. As a matter of fact, I was probably so educated, he was probably going to take me around. We were going to deliver a couple of babies that day. That's what I thought, at least. We were putting on the uniform, and I was like, dang, I'm getting ready to deliver 4 or 5 babies, it feels like. Last time I did this on the whim. This time I was prepared. I'd been mentally prepared. Baby comes. Nikki does the awesome job, obviously. Again, I didn't take no breathing classes, so I was prepared to be down there this time. I was catching this baby. And sure enough, just like that, boom. Isley comes. I was trying to think what was super special about Isley's, like, what do I remember the most? But I think what I remember most was it was almost just like holding. I had just done the whole baby thing 15 months prior. So this was kind of starting to become, I was like, maybe I should become a doctor. And no, it was super special, but everything just went a little bit smoother except for the epidural. I felt more smooth. I think those first 2 for Nikki are probably the hardest because the third one, we'll get there, but I I think I figured out I had all the kinks, right? I knew all the little nuances. I think Isley and Zane were actually born in the rooms next to each other. We weren't in the same room with each other. They were in the rooms next to each other. Like in the same hospital though. But everything was familiar, so it just seemed to me it went smoother. I don't know where you'd have to talk to. I still think it went smoother for Nikki because it was almost half the time, so it had to have been smoother. Bounce up a few years. We're in Woodland, and Nikki gets pregnant on accident. Wasn't a planned baby. We didn't think anything. We weren't even thinking baby was coming. Nikki gets pregnant with Ella, and I kind of remember all of Ella I remember telling the kids because Zane cried. Zane was real emotional and cried when we told. I don't know why he cried. He just cried and was real emotional, happy and sad. It was just this weird. I remember when Isley was happy, but Ella, we didn't find out if she was a boy or we didn't find out sex. We already had a boy. We already had a girl. We didn't care. So we weren't going to find out. But I had a feeling from the very get-go. I was like, oh, it's a girl. It's a girl. It's a girl. I felt like it was a girl. I knew it was going to be a girl. One time I didn't even really think anything of it. I pretty much knew it was a girl. We didn't find out sex. And Nikki then tells me she wants to have a home birth. And I'm like, what? I got insurance. I got all this. We don't need to have a home birth, baby. I got better insurance than we ever had. You know, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do a home birth. You only do a home birth, right, if you don't have insurance. I was like, there's no way. She was like, no, we're going to get this thing called a midwife. And I'm like, a what? A witch doctor? We're going to get a witch doctor? Midwife. It's called midwifery. Doesn't that sound like witchcraft? Midwifery. And she says, but my best girlfriend, she's a nurse. She's going to come hang out here. I got this other girl that wants to be around. She's going to come hang out. And then the midwife has another girl that she's kind of helping. So we'll have plenty of people here to help. This, my friends, is how a baby is supposed to be born, I realize. The man is supposed to get the Chinese food. He's supposed to make sure everybody's fed. Anybody need any coffee? Y'all need some water? Y'all need anything to happen? Okay. Y'all take care of whatever's going on with her. We had a doula. That was what they were called, doulas. Y'all take care of whatever's going on here. I'll go get coffee, Chinese. Y'all need something to eat. Now, I helped from the very get-go. Because once your wife decides to have a home birth, there's a lot of the good things that go along with all that. And I'm going to leave it there because they just encourage other stuff. And I'm like, well, I know for a fact, 100%, you cannot get a pregnant woman pregnant. That's the easiest way to say it. I know for a fact, you cannot get a pregnant woman pregnant. It's impossible. It's impossible. That's why you don't ever go to those classes. This is why I never went to one of them classes. And then my wife says, I'm going to have a home birth. And I'm like, oh, crap. I better go to one of these classes. But I wanted to go, and I didn't want to tell nobody. I just was going to go and look. Holy smoke. I walked into a class, and there was husband and wife, wife, or mother, husband, wife, mother, husband, wife. A lot of people in the room. There is something about pregnant women. They are without a doubt crazy, horny. That's all I'm gonna say. You got to be careful going into one of them classes if you got a wife, because when you show up like a single man, they're like, huh? Single man here? What's he doing here? Well, that mean he ain't got a girl? I'm telling you what, you won't get out of there alive. Pregnant women are crazy. So don't ever go to those classes, men, if you're listening. My 1%ers. I'm just telling y'all the truth. I didn't learn nothing. That's why you just let the women of the village. Let the women of the village come to your house. Let the women of the village go to your hospital. You show up with the doc. When the doc shows up, you go, okay, doc, I'm here. I can catch. I'm here to catch. You tell him. You say, I'm here to catch, doc. Everything else should, with a woman being pregnant. I mean, there's a reason why the Indians like put their women in a teepee, and all the women in the village went in, and the men stayed outside and drank whiskey. There's only one thing a man should be doing he should take care of that baby as soon as it comes out. But before the baby comes out, let all the women handle that stuff. It's just more womanly like. Somebody's yelling and screaming right now. That is not right. Okay, don't do what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I learned with a home birth was it is way more stressless because all the women in the village are here. Now, I helped out and I walked with my wife. We walked around Woodland Park. She tried to make this baby come all night. Her water broke at 11 p.m. at night. So 11 or 10 p.m. 11. I tell a funny ass joke about that one time. I don't think y'all are ready for that joke yet. I have told that joke at a comedy club, but I'm not gonna tell it now. It's a little bad. So my wife's water broke 10 p.m. 11 p.m. and I stayed up all night with her. She was in mild contractions, nothing serious. The witches, they showed up. I mean, the midwives showed up around. They showed up around probably 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. And Nikki had been in, not bad labor, but labor. And then we set up the swimming pool. And they said, well, Nikki's going to labor in the swimming pool. Like once she gets into like laboring mode, she's going to labor. And I knew there was no drugs, but they had all their potions. Like I knew there wasn't going to be an epidural, but they had potions. Christy knows all about these potions. I don't even know I'm not even looking at chat right now. Y'all know I'm just rambling, right? I'm not even looking. I don't know if Christy's in it. Christy knows all about these potions. I just looked at chat right now. Christy knows all about these potions. Them oils and stuff. They freaking bust out all them potions and start making Nikki sniff all this stuff. So now it's starting to get late. It's probably 6 o'clock. So she went in labor at 11. It's probably not 6 o'clock. It's probably like 4 o'clock. I don't know the exact time. She went in labor, though, the night before at 11. And then it's about 4 o'clock. She's been in this swimming pool laboring. Like real bad contractions. But then they kind of slowed down, They kind of slowed down. And my wife, let me tell you something. She didn't scream at all. There was no screaming. There was no, like, agony. There was no, like, real... It was hurting her, but she didn't like scream out or nothing. She was real calm, real collective, right? Well, the midwives kind of took me to the side, and I was kind of asking them how's she doing, and they were a little concerned because she wasn't getting too aggressive, She wasn't being aggressive, and even through the contractions, she wasn't being aggressive. But they took us to the side, and I was like, well... the kids are getting kind of anxious and running around. And we had some friends down the street that were like, hey, why don't you bring the kids down and you just run them down here, drop them off and run back. And that way we can take care of the kids. And I'm like, and I'm looking at Nikki. She's looking like she's chill. Everything's good. Everything's working. You know, I had all my cameras ready, so I was ready when the baby was gonna come. And the midwives were like, "Yeah, you could probably run down there." And so we load up Zane and Isley. I load up Zane and Isley. I'm just gonna run them over to our neighbor's house. And as soon as I start my truck, the midwife runs out. "The baby's here! Quick, get in here!" And we jump out of the car. And when I came in the front door, Ella's head was underwater out of Nikki. That was it. Just ahead. Just ahead. I grabbed my camera. I sound like a bumbling idiot on the video. But because first of all, I thought she was just going to labor in that swimming pool, like, and then she was going to get out and have the baby. I didn't realize she was going to have the baby under the water. This is not something we talked about in that class that I went to. This is not something that we talked about her like laboring there. Oh, it's a little bit more comfortable. It's just better or whatever. And we didn't talk about having an underwater baby. Well, that'll freak a man out. When you wake up and or not wake up, but first of all, it was like a rush, right? I almost missed it. I almost drove. Had I drove off, I'd have missed it completely. But Ella's head was under the water. Dad's freaking out on camera. Can she breathe? Can she breathe? Is she gonna be okay? Dude, I didn't even say she. I was like it, because we didn't know if it was a girl or a boy, by the way. We didn't know. I was like it. I didn't know if it's a girl or a boy. The next contraction comes and the baby comes out underwater, comes out of the water, and boom, starts crying. It's a baby girl. Everybody's crying. Witch doctors are crying. The nurses are crying. Nikki's smiling. I guarantee you, y'all can see the picture. I think I probably don't have. Let me see. I probably can find. Oh shit! There's a picture on my Facebook. I shared maybe. I don't know. But Nikki is smiling. Seconds after having a baby. Seconds after having labor. No drugs. None of that. They had some potions. I don't know what the potions they used, but them potions are some wicked ass stuff. They got some crazy ass oil mixture. Dum-da-dum. I don't even remember what all it is, but I told you Chrissy could tell you some potions. This baby, this beautiful Ella comes out. And that's how I almost missed the birth of my third. Delivered my first two. I'm almost a professional. I think if I did one more baby, I could be called a professional. Professional baby deliverer. Dad with a phone. Shit, I'd have probably live streamed that if that was today. Especially here in the house, right? You got to live stream that if it's in the house. Oh, Nikki's a warrior. Now I'm looking at y'all's little stuff. Shit, I know. She didn't tell me about the underwater stuff. It was crazy. But my kids cut the umbilical cord for Ella. Isley and Zane both cut the umbilical cord. They did all that craziness stuff, that witch doctor stuff, where they grind it into a freaking blender and drink it or something. Not my kids. I think my wife drank that shit. I don't know what that. It's what they make the stem cells out of, though. If I'd have known that, I probably would have tried to get me some stem cells made out of it and shot into my shoulders and my knees. Get stem cells made out of Ella's placenta sac or whatever. Uh-oh. Looks like the muffin woke up. Nikki's the pro. I know, I'm just messing. Men should not be involved in childbirth. I'm not like saying that pretend like. They should be there right as the baby comes out. Like everything else, like it should be like a comforting nurse, mom. I'm not saying can't come in and rub the back. I rubbed my wife's back and held her hand and did all that. But like it is way more better when the women of the village are around. I just believe that. I just think that to be true. I've seen it happen. Like it's way cool. And I'm all for hospital births too. I think hospital births are getting better. Like I think over the last few years they've gotten a lot better where like there's a lot more freedom with the nurses. The nurses let the women walk around and shit, and they let them have a little bit more I know one thing my wife misses is there was this like they had some sort of thing that the women use after they have childbirth. Like it's like a toilet that they sit on and they have this little warm water thing. I know my wife was wishing she had one of those at the house, whatever that is. But I think that having a baby is the most natural thing you can do as a woman. Really is. You're not sick or nothing. Now, I'm not saying that there's not emergencies. Don't get me freaking... Women go crazy because they either think you have to be on one side or the other. And that's just not the truth. You can be in the middle. You can be sideways. You can be all the way on one side. Because some women are like, I don't want to feel a damn thing. You can cut this baby out of me? Cut this baby out of me. We got plastic surgery for that. I know people who have said that kind of thing. Like, you can cut this baby, you can schedule and cut this baby out of me? Well, we'll schedule and cut this baby out. And they have scheduled C-sections. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think a woman robs herself a little bit. I really do. But you got to understand, like, even religiously, like the pain, we like have a religious connotation for the pain in childbirth. So like we have this in our most religions, there is talk about pain in childbirth as a punishment to something. And so sometimes women rob themselves of like a victory when they have a C-section. They might save themselves from a freaking anguished war fight battle. But I'm just saying, I think there is something to be said when women have a baby vaginally. Dad just said vaginally. That's probably pretty funny right there. But I think I can talk about that. I think I've earned enough respect to tell the story of a vaginal birth. And so that's why I think like it can be in any way, shape, or form. Birth comes in a lot of ways nowadays. Schedule your C-section, schedule your induction, natural water break, go to the hospital, do an epidural, save your back. All these things help and stuff. But what you don't want to think is that somehow being pregnant's sick, that something's wrong with you, that you need a doctor. Because I guarantee you, if you just get a bunch of women together, especially women who have had babies. Like, if you get women together who have had babies, and if you get women together who have had home births, all of a sudden they're like, honey, you got this. And sometimes that honey, you got this is way more effective than an epidural. I've seen it happen. So I'm just speaking from my own experiences. Some of you might be like, this guy's full of crap. But this is just me building on it. So anyway, it's National Women's Month. I thought I would do like, well, this is how Dad became a dad for National Women's Month. I think it works. Plus, it's my anniversary tomorrow, so I can think about all my kiddos. But somebody says I'm right. Cheryl T says I'm right. Christy says, see, hospitals have gotten better. Everybody else is just laughing. I done run off all the men. You know the quickest way to get rid of all your men is to tell the story of how your babies were born. So I bet the statistics on this one are way, way different. So that's just funny. All right, I'm done. That was a fireside chat with Dad. A little fireside chatter. Worked out pretty good. Fire stayed burning after we got it going. Jay had a baby. Is Jay still here? I don't even think Jay's here anymore. I ran Jay off. Jay's like, I'm hugging on the baby. I'm a hugging. Let me see what these new pictures look like. If we need to put the new pictures up. Jay probably sent me 10 new pictures. Oh, here they come. Somebody, see, 40 minutes ago. Send me, oh, look at these little baby pictures. Oh, my goodness. Oh, kids. Yeah, we should probably end with one of these. Oh, I got another one. She sent me like 100. Why'd you say? Jeez, they're all the same. She's funny. Let me see how I'm gonna get this over there. I can email it, I guess. Oh, drop to my Google box. I'm gonna bring one more picture up of Jay's baby so I can at least say I brought a good one up. I brought a good one up. Let me go here. Let me get into my Google box. I'm gonna go grab a Google picture. Where the baby? There the baby. Oh, look at that baby. I like a looking at fresh new babies. Show and finder. Here we go, kids. Did that one come on? No. Let's try this again. Nope. Can I add? Let me add. Add an image. We'll end with this little fireside chat goes out to Grandma. Oh, downloads. There we go. Look at that precious little baby. Look at that precious little baby. Oh, y'all can't even see that baby. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, that's a little baby Justice. Sophia, I believe. Sophia. Born on March 21st, day before my anniversary. I'll never forget that baby. I'll remember everything about this day, actually. From the day Caleb went missing and was found, baby Justice was born. I don't know if I should call her baby Justice, but I like calling her baby Justice. I know, right? It's going to be a good anniversary. 15 years. But that is baby Justice born today. And let me see here. And I think I have a picture. Oh, wait. Oh, that's not the one. That one? That's the one. That's my family. So that's my 3 babies and my wife, and then baby Justice on that side. So there we go. Fireside chat with Dad. And baby Justice born today. Look at that. Oh, it's a good day. Good day, little firesider. Whoo-wee.